Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this program-specific section of the virtual Open Day webinar for the Faculty of Bioscience Engineering. And in this webinar, we will be Professor Thomas Dibier will take us through what is the academic content of the program that is talking about the Masters of Pharmaceutical Engineering, which is a collaboration between the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science and the Faculty of Bioscience Engineering. Then we will hear a testimonial from one of our graduates on how the program was and also how the program helped her to gain work actually. Then we'll have a section for question and answers. So in case you want to ask a question, you can use the chat to ask questions. And if you have a question after this webinar, you can always ask it. I'll put the link over here, the email over here, where you can ask your question after this webinar if you have a question. Also for questions regarding funding, regarding applications, scholarship, there will be a section after this webinar that will talk about the application, the funding, finding a home in Ghent as well. And you can also find us on the social media handles shown over here. So without much ado, I will leave the floor to the program director to talk to us about the academic content of the program.
Thank you, Martin. So in this first part of this session, I will introduce the Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering, a bit content-wise. As Martin explained already, this master is organized by two leading faculties at Ghent University, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Faculty of Bioscience Engineering. I'd like to start with a quick introduction. Already in 2003, there was this remarkable article in the Wall Street Journal stating that although the pharmaceutical industry invents very complex futuristic drugs, its manufacturing techniques lag far behind those of potato chip and laundry soap makers. And indeed, when you look at the innovations from a pharmaceutical product level, it goes very fast, and in the last decades, many different complex drugs have been developed. But however, when you look at the manufacturing techniques that are used to produce them at large scales, it's typically manufacturing techniques that are used already for decades. However, this gives more and more problems. There is more and more a gap between the complexity of the drugs to be produced and also the way they have to be supplied to patients and these manufacturing techniques. So more and more innovation in pharmaceutical manufacturing sciences is also needed. On the next slide, and the slides will be made available, you can also see a link to a YouTube movie in which the pharmaceutical manufacturing of the plant of the future is outlined in a nice movie. But it's clear that we are moving away from conventional, old-fashioned batch pharmaceutical manufacturing to more, let's say, automated, fully automated, continuous manufacturing processes. These images here on the slide give you a little bit of a teaser on that, but I invite you all to look at this movie. It's a movie from a pharma company, clearly showing how the pharmaceutical manufacturing plant of the future should look like. In the next couple of slides, I would like to elaborate a bit more on the origin of this relatively new master. This master in pharmaceutical engineering was only established a couple of years ago. And the first reason to organize this master was the education need alarmed by the pharma sector. There was a clear need for profiles having both pharmaceutical sciences skills and engineering skills. And on the next slide, you see two proofs of this need alarmed by the pharmaceutical sector. On the left, it's two times a Dutch article or a Dutch letter. On the right, you can see indeed it's a newspaper that presented an article that indeed, advanced skills in pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation are needed in Belgium, but they are scarce. And then on the left, you can see also a letter that we at the university received from an organization within the pharmaceutical industry, stating that indeed new profiles having both pharmaceutical science skills as well as engineering skills in the same person are needed. So that was one of the most important reasons for us at the university to think of establishing a Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering. So the needs alarmed by the pharma sector. That being said, there was also an opportunity. At Ghent University, there is a long history in research in the area of pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation. Several research groups spread over different faculties at Ghent University did research in the area of pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation. However, in the beginning, their research was a bit scattered. But in 2017, these research groups, they decided to join the forces and to do their research in a bit more organized way. And this led to this interfaculty organization called CESP, Center of Excellence in Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering. And with this expertise of this censor, also a lot of body and content was given to the development of this Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering. In the next slide, you can see a little bit more information on the Center of Excellence in Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering. As mentioned, we have a long history in innovation in pharmaceutical manufacturing, but with this censor, we want to maintain the proactive pioneering role in pharmaceutical product and production technology innovation. So at the moment, these research groups, they collaborate a lot together, but physically they are still spread over the city in Ghent, over different faculties. But that being said, a new innovation accelerator is built. This means that a new research center is actually built. It will be opened next year. So several research groups belonging to the Center in Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering, they will also physically be sitting together starting next year, and this should further facilitate their innovative research in pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation. So to summarize that, on the one hand, there is the need alarmed by the pharmaceutical sector, but on the other hand, there is also the opportunity to provide good education in pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation and in pharmaceutical engineering in general. And by bringing both together, you are able to develop this Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering. The next slide, you can see what the mission of the program is. With this mission, we wanted to define what a Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering should be able to do once the Master is completed. And it's clearly mentioned here, such a Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering should be able to design, develop innovative, flexible, cost-efficient, automated, and sustainable processes for the production of future complex and individualized drug products, enabling targeted delivery of the active molecules into the human body. That's quite a lot, but I think it's clear that this mission is very much linked to innovation in pharmaceutical manufacturing and enabling the production of future drug products. We defined this mission into several learning paths, which, let's say, form the basics of the total master program. So these learning paths, you will see them coming back in several courses that are implemented in the program. The first important learning path is pharmaceutical process engineering. And again, this will be taught in several courses, and it will come back in several courses through the entire master. So pharmaceutical process engineering is, of course, about engineering drug products and their associated processes. Second learning path is sustainable and high quality pharmaceutical products. It's clear that quality regulations are very strict in the pharmaceutical industry, and a Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering should know what this is and how to deal with that. So it should be able to realize high quality pharmaceutical products in a sustainable way. The third learning path is data utilization. It's clear that when you move to fully automated and well understood pharmaceutical processes, sensors will have to be implemented in the processes. Sensors will create a lot of data, and there is more and more data science involved there. So proper data analysis will be very important, but not only the data analysis on its own. People should also learn how to take decisions based on data. So that's why the learning path data of decision to decision is part of this program. And then as a fourth learning path, we have research and innovation. So the students, they will learn how to solve problems. They will learn how to think critically through different courses. And of course, in a very important course linked to research and innovation is also the master's dissertation, which will be always related to a pharmaceutical engineering topic. This can be done both in an academic environment at a research lab, working on pharmaceutical innovation at the university, but also in collaboration with a pharmaceutical company. For practical information, it's an international master, so students will be taught in English. It's a fully English taught program, and students who will graduate will find themselves also in the pharmaceutical industrial sector, which is inherently international. So that's why the English language is very important there. It's a master program of 4 semesters, 120 credits, and it's unique in Flanders and Belgium. So you can only follow this master program here at Ghent University in Belgium. That being said, identical masters also exist at other European countries focusing on pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation. The diploma that you will get once you complete the master successfully is Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering. Question now is also, okay, who can start this master program? You need a bachelor. Well, we've foreseen that different bachelors can join this program. There is a direct inflow possible from bachelors in pharmaceutical sciences, bioscience engineering, chemistry, bioindustrial sciences, bioscience engineering. And since Ghent University also has a campus in Korea, also certain bachelors from the Korea campus mentioned here can directly flow and join this program. Because of the interdisciplinarity of the program, it also significantly differs from other existing master programs. We have other master programs in pharmaceutical sciences at Ghent University, but this one clearly differs content-wise from the other existing master programs. This master in pharmaceutical engineering is unique in the fact that it brings both pharmaceutical sciences and engineering sciences together. If you want to find how this program is now detailed into the different courses, I invite you to look at the study program, which you can find online. You can find it online with what the individual courses will be, what the course sheets are. So you will find also information sheets there. And that being said, there is also a final slide on the master thesis or the master dissertation. So that's 30 credits, and it spans over the entire second master. So it's a full year, let's say, occupation on the master dissertation. So with this, I hope I was able to give you a good introduction into the Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering, also into its importance. It's clear that these new profiles, which will be generated with this master program, are very much wanted by the pharmaceutical industry, not only in Belgium, but also worldwide. With that, I would like to thank you for your attention. And of course, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. Questions, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. We will get to the questions getting to the end of the webinar. So now I will invite one of our graduates to also talk to us about her experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Angie. I just graduated Masters of Pharmaceutical Engineering this September. First, I want to briefly talk about my background before master's program. I graduated Ghent Korea, which is food technology. And during my master's, I had the opportunity to do internships in Sartorius. And that led me into get interest in pharmaceutical industry. So when I heard that Ghent University had launched the Masters of Pharmaceutical Engineering, I was really excited, and I checked it was launched. I applied directly because I want a program that connects science and industry together. because after finishing my bachelor's, I felt quite uncertain about what could actually do with the knowledge I learned. And our master's program put end to this uncertainty. It's built around, indeed, as Professor Thomas de Beer mentioned, it's around clear tracks like process engineering, quality by design, and process analytical technology for sustainable high quality products, and data to decision and research and innovation. People from different bachelor backgrounds start together, and the first year core brings everyone up to speed. And during my master's, I had a really good opportunities to write my master thesis at Johnson & Johnson headquarters in Beerse as a student intern. So during my internship in J&J, I explored wet granulation through an innovative approach. It was really, really interesting topic, and I really liked it. And it was really, really good opportunity in my future career. And but it's confidential, so I wouldn't go into detail. But one thing for sure is I observed how the theory we learned in class gets applied in the industry. Back to my master program, I took a course from Professor Thomas de Beer, which is Pharmaceutical Process Validation and Quality. That course tied everything together and sparked my interest in quality. So today I'm working in Legend Biotech, which is doing partnership with J&J in CAR-T area as a QPIP, which is quality person in plants in QA department. And I'm working across GMP area and validation activities and quality systems. So midterm, I want to be an MSET to use data to cut process deviations and increase productivity. And for long term, I want to help bring continuous and digital manufacturing into ATMPs, which is advanced therapy medicinal products, so that personalized therapies can be made with consistent quality. I can confidently say that this program is truly valuable, and I feel myself a lot of company prefer people like us who has knowledge, both like pharmaceutical science and engineering. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Angie, for your testimonial. I think now it's time for the Q&A session, if anyone has questions. So far, I don't see anything in the public chat. If you want to ask something, now is the moment. But in the meantime, I would like to maybe offer a question already for Professor de Beer. What would you look for in an applicant for this master?
What I look for in the applicant, maybe start with that question, and something I didn't emphasize well, but then you did. I mentioned that several bachelors can join the master. I think there are 5 or 6 bachelor programs that can join the master, and of course, the knowledge of these different bachelors is not the same in the beginning. So that's why indeed we have foreseen in the first master some dedicated courses depending on where you come from. And this is just to bring everybody aligned on the same level for the next courses then. So that's mainly done in the first semester of the first master, also still a little bit in the second semester of the first master, just to bring everybody aligned. That being said, of course, there are from the beginning also joint courses for all the inflow bachelors together. So what I'm looking for is, okay, students with the right background that can join this program, both from Belgium, but also internationally. I think it's very important to have this international program. A pharma company is also an international environment, so learning on how to deal in an international environment already during the education is very beneficial for these students. And secondly, students should be very motivated, of course, should come with a clear motivation and should understand which possibilities they will have in their future life when having such a master diploma. A master in pharmaceutical engineering, that's a diploma which is internationally seen, very well known. It's a well-known diploma, and it will always ring a bell at any company you will apply for a job.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the detailed answer. Maybe something about the course itself. We know that there are compulsory courses to be followed, but there are also a broad range of elective courses that students can choose from. Would you say that this elective course then end up determining the sector that a student can end up in? What would you say about the elective courses, let's say?
Elective courses are just opportunities to become more specialized in a topic that the students are really interested in. And that's why they're elective. But the choices you make in the elective courses will never give any limitation to a future job. The compulsory courses are sufficiently broad, ensuring that any kind of pharmaceutical engineering job can be taken by the students coming out of this program. So the elective courses are really an opportunity for students to further invest in their own interest and to specialize in certain topics.
Awesome, that's great. Maybe one last question, and then we move on with MG. I guess people coming from different backgrounds, they would like to know if you get exemptions, if you have already followed courses in previous studies, or how would they approach their studies then?
Exemptions can be given on the condition that indeed an identical course has been successfully followed in the past. This is evaluated for every student individually by the program committee as well as the involved lecturer. We do not give any exemptions on elective courses. Elective courses are not made for exemptions. Or elective courses are made to follow a course of interest and to further specialize. So if you have an elective course that you followed already in the past, you simply take another one.
Yeah, that's clear. Okay, maybe a question that is more related to, let's say, the lifestyle, and as a student in the city of Ghent, NG, if you want to talk a little bit more about that, how was for you moving here? Was there any cultural shock that you think it's worth mentioning, or anything actually a positive shock as well? Anything that you feel like talking about to give other people the idea of what Ghent looks like and feels like?
Yeah. First, I already experienced Ghent in my bachelor's degree for 6 months. So that's why I decided to come to Belgium for my master, because I like the life in Ghent. It's really, really dynamic and young city in Ghent. A lot of students and a lot of party, of course. And also it's really perfect environment to study. Everywhere there's students and school and university, library. So Ghent, I really like to live in Ghent. And also for the cultural shock, for me, I'm from South Korea, so everything is open until really late. But in Belgium, they close at 8. So who wants to live in Belgium, you have to go groceries really early, I guess. And what else? One thing, as a now I'm employee, I'm working in a company. I was really surprised at how good work and life balance in Belgium, because normally in South Korea they work really hard, like almost 52 hours a week. But now I'm working like 35 hours in a week, and then I get like twice than in Korea. So I'm really great. I'm really happy with that. And also people who are working together with me are so chill and nice. So I really like to work in Ghent too.
Change the job.
Thank you for your answer. Actually, maybe one more question. This is not directly related only to you, because you said that you did your master in an industry, so it was more of an internship. But I guess you talked with other people in your course. Can you maybe outline what are the major differences between having a thesis done, let's say, at the lab at the university, and for you, what was your experience in the industry?
Yeah. Okay. I have a lot of materials to talk about this. First, I can actually like consider as working in the J&J. So I have to do all the traineeship they are doing, and so I have more, like, I can get more knowledge than students who are just like working in the lab in this university. And also the equipment. Every time they have new equipment, so they give me training, so I can have opportunity that I can experience really recent new equipment as well. And also all the facilities are really confidential, and everything we have to be careful for the company. So that is like this disadvantage, I guess. And also I have a lot of network actually from the J&J. That's a really important part in pharmaceutical industry. So of course in university you can have more like interesting topics and more like connection with the university. But I also recommend, if you have opportunity that you can do some experience in industry before you graduate, I highly recommend to do it.
That's great. Thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you very much. So we are heading to the end of the webinar. Maybe if you have any final words for prospective applicants, Professor Thomas, and also Andrew, if you have any final words you want them to take away from this webinar.
Can I go first?
Yes, you can go first.
Yeah, if you want to apply for the pharmaceutical engineering, just apply. In my personal opinion, when I search for the job, to be honest, I got few offers because I graduated pharmaceutical engineering, and in my department there's already like three of my team. Three of them are already from our major, and two of other people also from our major. And I almost never seen somebody who doesn't have a job after this master program. And like companies are really looking for somebody like us who knows process and engineering and pharmaceutical knowledge. That's all I want to say. And my sister is also doing my master program in pharmaceutical engineering now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Professor Thomas?
No, I don't have many to add there. I think yeah, it's a future-proof master. It's a new master based on needs in the world. It will, if you are interested in pharmaceutical engineering, do so. You will always find a job. It's very much needed. So it will give you a good guarantee on the future.
Thank you very much to our presenter. And thank you to our guest. I hope you got the information that you needed. Now there's going to be another section starting, as we said already, on applying and funding and housing. So stay tuned for that. And if you have any other question, please send an email if you still want to share the email. And thank you very much, everyone.
So thank you very much for joining.
Thanks for your collaboration, Martin, Sophia, AG. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope to see you in Ghent.
Bye.